Make sure everything's boom.
Wishbone Entertainment.
I got heat. I got heat. I got heat. I got heat. I sit with my heat. Sit with my heat. Stay lit with my heat. On the shit with my heat. I get a grip with my heat. Stay with my heat. Lay with my heat. You may just wanna stay out the way of my heat. I'm holding my heat, zone with my heat, and so you know I only roll heat, only smoke heat, only blow heat. Don't bring your tree around me unless you got it. What the fuck a hater wanna do to rough you got it? He don't give a fuck, it just be rolling with a shotty, making that shit happen and he tearing up your body. He don't leave the girls alone, he don't care if you a hottie. He be naughty like a bad kid, in the streets active. Hookers wanna fuck him cause he's so damn attractive. I ain't tryna live like them broke ass cats live. I'ma do a big, keep eating like a fat pig, smashing the clip.
Man, what's happening, y'all? That was Ruffy Gotti. You got a video called Heat out there. That shit is fire. I got Ruffy Gotti and I got Maria from Divine Models in the building tonight. We're gonna have a dope conversation. Hold on, let me jump in real quick with these two. Ruffy, Maria, what's up with y'all, man? Say what's up. Hey. So I got let me say it real quick. I got Maria from Divine Models, CEO, and I got Ruffy from Thiz Latin Freeman. Thiz Latin Freeman. Let me try to say that one more time. Thiz Latin Freeman. What's up with y'all? I need a beer. You said right, man. That's what we was trying to get hydrated real quick. Okay, so we wanted to talk about tonight. We want to start off with some music videos, man. You know, I'm a little bit out of touch. I'm an old man. Don't call me a grandpa. Not in public, anyways. You know what I'm saying? But Maria, what's some dope music videos out right now? I know you be fucking with them and shit. What's up with it? Okay, wait, hold on. The say bro's name again one more time. Acito. Okay, where's he from? Okay. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Oh, that's what's up. That's a that's a s- that's a s- that's a small world. I so just so I understand, because again, I'm a little bit out of touch. Is Brett a rapper? What type of music is it? Gangsta rap. Okay, that's what's up. And you said it's a T app, so they was talking shit about them ladies. Okay, fuck the T app. Okay. Okay, what's up? Okay, hold on real quick. We can't. Man, we're gonna do a double check real quick on everything, cause hold on. All right, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Mic check, mic check. Someone jumped in real quick. We're like, hey man, they ain't coming up on the audio. They ain't coming up on the video. So I think I know what. So I think I can hear it now. If let me reintroduce y'all real quick. I got Ruffy Gotti in the building. I got Maria from the CEO of Divine Models in the building. What's happening, y'all? One more time, y'all introduce yourself. Okay. Yeah, we had an emergency run in real quick. Like, hey man, we can't even hear what y'all's talking about. What's going on, man? Run it back. Now we was just talking about one of the first videos that Maria, not one of the first. You got hella videos locked in. One of the newest videos that you just did was say it one more time. What was bro's name? Okay. And Ruff said that's folks, man. He said it's a small world, right, Ruff? Right. That's what's up. That's what's up. I Maria, I'm gonna keep it real. You know, lightweight as a fan, I be seeing some of the artists and shit. And when you meet the artist, which is one of the cool artists that you got to work with as the models, what was one of them ones where he's like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna keep it real. I met Yuckmouth, right? And out of all the rappers that I met, Yuckmouth is one where I was kind of a fan, and he was a cool motherfucker to be around. Like, bro, I had to go and shake everybody's hand, didn't act too cool. You know what I mean? Where I was like, that was dope as fuck. You got any artists like that you fucked with? Hmm? That's what's up. Hold on. Yeah, well, that's what I'm being told right now. Someone's coming in. My editor's coming in saying, "Hey, you're gonna have an audio technicality real quick." So let me double check on that. I ain't tripping. Okay, hold on. I don't I don't know why everything is. I don't know why it has to be crazy right now. You feel me? It's all right though,
It's
cause
probably because the thing we're. It's probably because of what we're talking about tonight.
I could
That's
chop
probably why.
and edit shit. Worst case scenario. Hold on, let me see. Okay, mic check 3 2 1, mic check. Now I see y'all. My shit, y'all are perfectly fine on mine.
Can
But
you hear me well, or
Sandra, editor, will you come in and tell me if the audio? Can you go check it out? Okay, we doing a beta test, so we might be a little late on the start, but don't worry, I'm gonna chop this out.
okay?
I'll edit this out for the show. You know what I'm saying? I want the technical shit to work properly. Hold on 1 second. It's fine now. You up and running? Okay, we live. Okay, okay. Can I get a Maria? You want to introduce yourself real quick?
My name is Maria Martinez. They call me Queen of the Jungle. I am from Richmond, California, and I'm the owner of Divine Models.
You already know what's up, Ruffy.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let us know what we talking to.
Hell yeah, Ruffy Gotti, man. This live Fremont, bro. I fuck with Calico Entertainment. Those are my bros right there. You know, Ty, Diesel, Timo,
That's a home team
T
right
Money,
there. Okay,
T
okay.
Money, up. The
That's
brothers, man.
That's what's up. Okay, so we've been talking about some of the music videos that Maria was in, and obviously some of the cool folks. Maria, you was telling me across the board. You know what I mean? Just like how I got to fuck with Yuckmouth, and you meet an artist. Some of the artists, not all the time, but sometimes you'll meet an artist and you're like, "You're a fucking dick, man. I ain't never gonna listen to your song again." You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
mean, you feel me? But sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the times, though, artist is cool motherfuckers. Another artist like that is Baby Bash. Not a dick. He's a cool motherfucker where if a fan asks to take a picture, he's gonna stop to take a picture. You know what I'm saying? He gonna, be hella cool, done hella interviews, you know what I'm saying? Um, Rough, is there any artist, you know what I'm saying, that you thought was kind of a big artist and was a little intimidated by, and when you met him, he's like, oh, this is a cool motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I work with like a lot of artists, bro. Like Jay Diggs, San Quinn's hella dope, bro. We did a whole album with Quinn, so we got like a bunch of songs, bro. And like, yeah, he's hella dope, bro. I grew up listening to him, so I always trip out on that. Him and Seth the Gaffler. Those are both the bros right there, man. So and I grew up listening to them, man. GOP and all that.
I say,
Um,
I ain't gonna lie, San Quinn's cool, bro. They brought him by my house one time. You know what I'm saying? A couple folks brought him over personally, and his son, I believe it's like Orbits. I don't know,
yeah,
it's cool people, man, right? And before no kids was around, before his son was around, though, I was a fan. I'm like, oh man, San Quinn up in my house. You know what I'm saying? This is when we had the studio in the backyard. You feel me? I'm feeling like a celebrity, like bro up in my house, right? And you know how I am, rough. I'm lighting something up, I'm firing on something, but it's always personal, man. So I don't like to share. You feel me? And bros was like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, and put it in rotation, right? And I'm feeling hella good. You know what I'm saying? San Quinn hit it. You know what I'm saying? And he like, oh, this ain't too bad. And my boy's like, yeah, he grew that in the backyard. and like on key, bro, he just starts singing, "Don't give me no bam or weed." And everybody start jumping in on me, but it was fun, not like in a hateful way, but just like he was a cool motherfucker, you know what I mean? Fucking around with folks, you know what I'm saying? Like not being too
Oh
greedy.
yeah,
Puffed it again and passed it, you know what I'm saying? But there's artists like that are like cool motherfuckers, and there are other artists. Again, you know what I'm saying? I know a couple where it's like, you know, forever, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
You feel me,
I ain't
bro?
gonna lie, bro. I met a couple that's kind of like, yeah, I know what you mean. You're like, damn, bro. Like, you gotta have that humility. You know what I mean, you gotta be humble with your people, bro. You know,
Yeah,
especially your fans.
yeah,
That's why I like Bash too, bro, because he's dope. He's from the Bay, and he's always hella humble with like that. He'll never turn down a picture. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I've always thought that was cool. He's like a stand up dude for that one. You know what I mean?
Man, there's definitely been some artists like that where I've met them and they're hella fucking cool. Like you said, definitely been some artists where they thought there was Michael Jackson in the building. It's like, okay, okay, bro.
It's
Yeah,
crazy that the ones that are like that are normally the ones that are like not even on that level. And you notice the ones that are really like big and people that you want to meet for and you grew up listening to their music, they're like the super kind, humble ones out of them all. It's strange. I think
That
that some
part.
people time just to get too full of themselves and yeah, it's like that.
now I ain't gonna lie. The one time, because when I first moved out here, I got to fuck with Yuck Mouth, and I remember when he first walked in, they were doing the City of Gods video shoot, and I was with my partner. I was like, "Oh my god, that's Yuck's in the building." You feel me? And he made it a point to walk around to everybody and hit him with the elbow, like was it because he don't like to shake everybody's hands when they, I guess if he's new in the building or something, if he doesn't know everybody, he just goes around and like hits everyone with the elbow, but has to introduce himself. You know what I'm saying? Versus being too cool. And he just like he came up like, what's up, man? What's up? You feel me? But with that yuck mouth, you know what I'm saying? That kind of like energy that he has, where he just like a cool motherfucker. I was like trying not to act, you know what I'm saying, fan struck because we was in the deep east. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, I'm knocking all this motherfucker shit. You feel me? But anyways, so is there any new videos that you got coming out, Maria? Any of the ladies got that you just did where you just said one with the T app? Is there another one outside the T app where you're like, nah, this video, the song itself gonna hit? Anything off
We
top?
have a few coming out. I'm not going to disclose it yet because you know how the people are artists with their stuff. But I mean, like we have a few coming up. I think that what I'm doing now is I'm focusing on working a lot more with female artists. Um, that's a big deal to me because we have so much talent out there, and a lot of the female artists are super creative. So that's going to be our for me for this next coming year. I'm going to focus a lot more on promoting the female artists out there in the industry.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You said so you're trying to promote Latin artists? Is that what you're talking about?
No, no, just female artists in general.
Oh,
Like,
female artists. Okay, I got
yeah, female artists in general. I just feel like a lot of times, just, a little bit, there's still a little sexism going on, in my opinion. So I feel like the female artists are people that I would really, the gender that I would love to promote. I got to go hard for the boss women out there.
Yeah, you badass, and that's what's up. That's what's up. And rough, man. I know you got some tracks coming out. What's up with it, bro? What we looking into?
Yeah, bro. I do have a new one coming out. This is gonna be with the org that I work for. It's Milpa. Um, but it's called Don't Do It, bro, and it's about like being locked up. It's about my time, that I did, in the youth authority and all that. But it's
Bro,
dope, bro. I've
do
showed it to like,
do you often talk about the time, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
The
bro, hell yeah. I don't got no shame, bro. I'm an open book, brother. I don't.
you open how much, so you know what I'm saying? How much time you did? You did 30 days in county? What we talking about here?
Shit. Now you know what I did? I caught a case, bro. I did a year in juvenile hall, then I went to YA for 6.5.
Wait a
So I did
minute.
7.5, bro.
Wait, hold on. How old you walk in at?
17. I
God,
came home at 25, almost 25.
man, you missed your 20s. You missed
Yep.
calendars.
Hell yeah, bro.
You missed
I
calendars.
was in, bro, from 97 to '04. So that was like the peak of the like cell phones just came out, CDs just
Sorry.
came out,
No, no, no.
DVDs just came out, bro. Like so I came out like I got out like when everything was changed, like all the I used to walk around with a pocket full of tapes, bro. Remember those cassette tapes? I came out. It was CDs, bro. You know what I mean?
Motherfucker
I
came
went
out
in.
and was like, "This Back to the
It was
Future."
CDs, and it was like, yeah, it was. I know, bro. It was DVD, CD. Everybody had a phone. I'm like, dang, they had those little Nokias. It would just call and text. You know what I mean?
Shit, maybe yeah, came back to
So
smartphones and the
That's
internet and
time with
shit.
the pager and shit, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if Maria jumped out a little bit, but Maria, I was asking Ruff. I said, "Hey, man, no, I was talking shit. Obviously, I know, but I was like, Ruff, you ever spent the night in county?" Ruff laughed a little bit. Said, "Bro, I did 7 years. You know what I'm saying? But as a kid, you went in as a kid. You came out. You know what I mean? 20. You said 20 what?
25, bro. I did from 17 to 25.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh. That's a third of your life right there, right? That's a
Hell
good
yeah,
bit.
bro. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man, bro? You ain't
Growing up behind the bars.
yeah, right. And I know, unfortunately, I hit the state pen a little bit. You know what I mean? And everyone would say that the little bastards in juvenile hall are way more intense than the fucking prison yard. Is that did you feel that way or
Yeah,
no?
no, yeah. YA definitely, bro. They used to call it Gladiator School. You know what I mean?
It's exactly the words.
Gladiator School. Yep. YA. Yep. Yeah, I was
Badasses.
in YA. I'm a YA baby, bro. I never been to the pen. I was a YA baby. So
So what does that mean? When you was adult time, you had to remain in the on that side or what? They never.
yeah, I got juvenile life. So I did. I ended up juvenile life. You just do till you're 25.
But you have to go to you stay in the juveniles. Is that what it
Yeah, you
is?
stay in the youth authority. Yep. You stay in YA till you're 25. They let you out.
Man, I went
Yeah.
in right as I caught a case about a month before I turned 18. I got minor possession of tobacco, right? And then that put me on probation.
Damn, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
right. Yeah,
Tobacco, bro.
in Colorado. This is the worst part. I got charged for minor possession of tobacco, and this was we're in high school, right? And we're in my car, and so everybody pulled out their fucking weed bags because the cops pulled up and stuffed it in my car cushions, right? And so I got caught with like three different fucking bags of fucking weed. You know what I'm saying? And so even though it was a first offense, they hit me with like intense supervised probation, right? So I got minor possession of tobacco, 3 counts of different weed bags. I forget, you know what I'm saying, what the fuck it was called, but it was less than an ounce. And so they gave me 10 days. They charged me as a minor and sentenced me as adult, 10 days in jail, 2 years of intense supervised probation, right? First time fucking felon, supposed to go to the University of Northern Colorado on a scholarship. I fucking catch another case that I bond out, and then we have a super fucking party because I was in high school and everybody knew I went to jail. And so that Friday I got out, and they have their like having my friends just trying to be cool, plan a super party for me, right? And I go back to fucking jail that weekend for minor possession of alcohol by consumption, and then I ended up like I got out and then I violated one more time, and they gave me 2 years in the state penitentiary, which was an original case of minor possession of tobacco, and then multiple violations. They ended up just, you sent my ass to fucking prison. And I did 2 years as a fucking, and the adults, and I don't know what that, you feel me? I don't know, because when you go to adults as a kid, because I was 18, I'd only been 18 for like maybe 6 months at that time. And I kind of feel like you should still go to youth authority. You know what I mean? Because when I went to the film, I went up in there. I was in there with the Columbine shooter. Y'all remember that way back in the day? This was in Colorado, right? It wasn't the shooter, it was the guy that sold him the guns. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
He was on my tier, right? Philip Duran, hell of people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when you in there, you like, yeah, man. I remember seeing this case on the news. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was, I mean, I got to play prison basketball, which was cool. You feel me? Came out, played college basketball. But nah, I don't recommend that shit for nobody. And in fact, Ruff, when you got out, you seem to be kind of doing, you're the opposite now. I don't want to say the opposite, but you advocating to like a warning label, right?
Yeah, yeah, bro. I do like youth counseling and stuff like that. Just try to use my I had to navigate the juvenile system. So I work at the juvenile hall, and then I work at the probation department. Just talking to the youngsters. I mean, we do like a program where we try to get them away from all that negativity, bro. Teach them how to be respectable young men. You know what I mean?
No, that's some real shit though.
Yeah,
That's called lived experience, bro. Where you know what I mean? A lot of times you get these fucking yuppies trying to tell people, why you don't want to go here, and you over there like, bro, let me tell you what can really happen is, you know what I'm saying, as a youth. So
yeah.
that's some grown ass shit. You know what I'm saying? That's some real shit. So let's switch it up. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that happened, I think it's been about 18 days. The Charlie Kirk unalivement situation. I don't know what words I can use on YouTube and not get banned. But Charlie Kirk, we all everybody saw it. Maria, you saw what happened.
Yep, sure did.
So let's start. I'm gonna swing it to you first, Maria. We saw the videos. We had the FBI kind of tell us, read us some text messages, put letters on the bullets, close the case before the case could even start. What's your thoughts on that? Is that does it feel genuine? Do you feel like we're getting misled? What's your thoughts
Um,
on it?
I probably have a different opinion than most people. I do think that it's always a tragedy when someone loses a life, regardless. Like that's not anything that I want to take light of, right? But with that being said, I think that to me, the way that the media steers things is all one big distraction and show. I think it's playing out the way it's supposed to. They're not stupid, So to me, it's like slowly all these things are getting released, right? All this stuff about Erica Kirk, right? She had a nonprofit organization that was called Romanian Angels or something like that. And supposedly it was speculation that they got kicked out of Romania because of that, because of sex trafficking allegations, issues that they had. Then it comes out this video where she's in this music video with this guy, and it's the guy's name is Tyler, right? Which is like supposed to be the guy that they're saying is a suspect. Well, not a suspect, the one that they saying is the one that's the killer, and she's zooming past it and it has like 910 on it, right, which is the day he got killed, right? So to me it's like all these things, she was in Trump's pageant, she has connections to the United States, the government, she was getting help like at 17 years old. She's in this pageant as simultaneously she's a judge for I forget this pageant thing, and then she also has her nonprofit thing. And then on the other side with Charlie Kirk, his father is the one that helped build the Trump Towers, right? So you have all these aspects of their connections with everybody, all especially with Erica. All these elite people that she's connected to. If you look into the history of her mother, and I think that simultaneously there's a lot of bills being passed. There's a lot of things that they're like kind of like what's going on over there, and there's stuff going on over here, and they're like everybody's looking over here and there's shit going on over there, right? So there's all these bills being passed and things like that. It's just, to me, they're playing it out the way that they're supposed to. Especially like with the caliber of firearm that he got hit in the neck. They're like saying like people that are experts that are have been shooters, they know that basically the shit would like blow his neck apart, right? Like he'd be in pieces. They're saying, oh, he has like this neck of steel, basically it's just getting lodged in there, it's not going through. It just makes no sense, right? So to me, is if they wanted to make it believable, say this was just all this, they wanted to, it was I guess how you say, like they want to make it seem like it is a conspiracy. I don't know. You kind of understand what I'm saying? Like they want to make it seem like, okay, they're going to slowly show that guy Tyler is not the one that did it. So that way everybody's so distracted and everybody's so like invested in trying to find this out that they're not paying attention to everything that's going on in the world. I can care less, to be honest. Like he's another human being. There's people that die every day to
There's a
me.
mass
And
shooting that day. Yep.
there's people that are getting killed. There's kids. There's children that are getting killed. There's all these people getting caught up with all the sex trafficking. All the children that they're finding. Masses of children, thousands of children that they're finding, and they're concentrating on this one man, right? Like we have bigger problems going on in the world than who killed Charlie Kirk. At the end of the day, God bless him, his family, if that's the case. But at the end of the day, this could be just like one big plot, in my opinion, to distract everybody. So, that's, I guess, a brief way that I could explain how I feel about it.
So Maria's saying it's a distraction. Rough. You feel it's a distraction? You feel that's the way the Feds telling us it went down? It went down. You think it's an inside job? What you feeling like?
Man, I agree a lot with a lot of what Maria said, bro. Like that's real talk, bro. There's a lot of missing pieces, but then there's a lot. I know there's a lot of connection there, and it's kind of, I don't know, bro. It's just kind of weird, bro. Like I honestly wasn't tripping on it when it happened. I was just like, because I truthfully, I don't know. I never agreed with anything he said, really, bro. You know, so um, yeah, it didn't. I wasn't really tripping like that until you know what I seen his daughter. I seen this video of his daughters, and that's who I'm tripping on. I'm just like, man, like they lost their dad. You know, that's not right. Like
They
any
watch him
kind of
get
political
executed.
violence ain't cool, bro. Any
Yep,
kind of political violence, it's like
I agree.
it just like just because of what he believed. You know what I mean? It's like, man, like it's hella funny because my sister in her garage, she got like a little game room, and it says no religion, no politics, and no complaining. You know what I mean? So I don't
Yeah,
know.
me and I ain't gonna lie, obviously I work with a lot of Democrats, so a lot of Democrats felt a certain type of way when it happened. However, what I would try to tell people is like this man, whether you absolutely, because he said a lot of racist shit. There's just no, whether he said it or not, he pandered to the most racist. You know what I'm saying? He pandered to the most sexist. He pandered to the homophobics. Now you could agree and say, well, his religion said to, gays ain't cool. A woman should stay at home and cook and clean for a man, whatever that's his religions, that's how he lived, whatever the case may be. I disagreed with it. What the one thing that I 100% supported on him is that he was willing to let you trash him on social media and his beliefs and his ideas and his values, and he would still invite you on his stage, on his platform, and say, "Prove me wrong. Let's let's show that we can we can talk it out and we can disagree and we can still talk it out. Whatever you say, I want to give you the opportunity to prove me wrong." And I think that's something that we're losing here. You know what I'm saying? And like really in the mainstream America right now, anytime you disagree with somebody, they're automatically Nazis from 1942. They're Hitler. They're this or that. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be like, hey, you know what? I agree with you on most of the times, but this time I disagree. And it's been to this. If you the one time you disagree, it's almost like a cult like mentality. You have to hate him.
Yeah.
You have to be on the opposite. And that's the one thing I think is there's not too many platforms who are welcoming that disagreement. Like, hey, we're gonna disagree, and we're not gonna be like left versus right. We need to hate and kill and be at war. And so I think,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And the worst part about it is that side that was welcoming that because the Democrats, I'm a Democrat, I'm a registered Democrat, but we're the side of like cancel culture, which I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you disagree with somebody, you need to cancel them right away. You feel me? And
I
so,
really agree with that. Like, not to interrupt you, but I mean, like that. I think that's something that everybody needs to focus on. I'm glad that you said that because I think that that's one of the major reasons why they roll out things like this is because they want to have a divide, and that people have to understand that it doesn't matter where you lay at on any type of subject. It's important to just have respect for that person. We could think completely polar opposite from each other and still be able to shake each other's hand and be like, okay, I'm going to respect you as a human being. We just don't agree on the shit, like that's okay. That doesn't mean that I'm going to want something bad to happen to you or want to cause harm to you because of something like that. It really divides the country. I really don't agree with the left and right at all, you
yeah,
know. And me saying also I want to say is that I actually agree with a lot. I'm super conservative when it comes to a lot of viewpoints. So I more side with a lot. I side with a lot of things that he said. Not of course the things like with ICE and those
Racism
those
and all that.
aspects, right? But I am conservative. Like I don't play into the pronouns and things like that, right? So there's a lot of things that I do agree with, but that's besides the point. The point is that you made a great, I want to emphasize that's a great point to say is that when people invite someone into saying, hey, look, let's debate this, and not and you see that he's really doesn't go out all crazy and angry when people insult him. He just kind of just takes it in it. He used to take it in a really calm manner and be like, take it with stride. A lot of people can't handle that.
yeah, no doubt. And what gets me is a lot of people with me would be like, well, he's racist, he's this and that. And it's like, well, man, if you were in the streets, you know what I mean? If you ever been locked up, a lot of the people that you fuck with are racist when you in jail. You literally split by your usually by your race. And if you're trading with other people, you know what I'm saying, racist or not, you got to trade and work with them. And like I'm gonna be honest, in the yard, I had other friends, black, white, and brown, and would they I'm sure made some racist comments at some point and was still we was able to be cool enough, right? And I kind of feel like that's really how the real world is. Everybody has probably said something insensitive, maybe insensitive to race, maybe insensitive to sex, insensitive to a religion. You feel me? and to be completely, canceled for that, no matter what. I think that's a world where, like, especially people that are on social media, influencers, musicians, if you can't have free speech, you know, there's the whole reason that free speech has to be protected is because people don't like what you say. Some people are going to be grossed out with what you're saying. Some people are going to be insulted by what you're saying. That's the speech that needs to be protected. Speech that everybody agrees on. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody need no protection for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so when you start killing people, assassinating people, trying to limit people, censoring people, I think that is really a dangerous slope. And, this is kind of a segue to that next conversation. Whenever you trying to free speech ain't just to for musicians to, talk about their way of life or paint a picture. Free speech, most importantly, is to hold government accountable. For example, some of our government politicians, like what's going on right now with this Epstein list, people are trying to censor platforms are trying to censor the E word. You know what I'm saying? Certain corporations just took over TikTok. Certain country just took over TikTok, so that way it can limit free speech on TikTok. You know what I mean? There's other algorithms on Facebook and YouTube right now. If you say the E word, you know what I mean? They shadow ban you. You know what I'm saying? They try to cut down your streams. And so when it comes to things like, for example, the E man, the E list, you know what I'm saying? I think we need as much free speech as it is. I think whether you're disgusted by it, you don't like it, you hate it, you're grossed out by it,
Yeah.
we should be able to have that conversation.
I mean, whatever happened to the days when, like, it's been like in school. I mean, you guys remember we used to clown the fuck out of each other? You know what I mean? And laugh about that shit.
Yeah.
Like, these generations that got need to have thick skin. Like, it's okay. We come from different places. We have different religions. We have different beliefs. Like, everybody just needs to get their panties out of their ass and stop acting so soft. Like, it's okay. We're not going to agree all the time.
No,
Like,
that's right, brother.
it's that world that, but that's the thing too, is like the world is getting, I think the United States doesn't understand that it could be happen like that over here. Like UK is giving people out years for talking against Hamas. And that's the UK. That's not, like they literally are giving out years for a comment. They had somebody that they gave like 2 years
They arrested him at the
for
airport.
a comment. And that can happen here. Like, when you go on the IG and I start talking shit, commenting back, I'll try to say something and like I can't even cuss on it because it makes you say it goes undo and you have to do the comment again. I'm like, fuck, I can't even cuss. I can't even call them a bitch. Like, what the kind of shit is that?
And the
You
worst
know,
part, they
like,
said something hella bad to you and you responded.
yeah, like what? I just don't get it. I just think that it's ridiculous. People should be able to voice their opinion and not have to be worried about being censored.
Ref, I'm gonna swing it to you.
It's-
As a musician, you need free speech, but now also you're working in the community. I'm assuming, with your job, you kind of got to be careful. How do you feel about free speech?
Man, I feel like with the whole Charlie Kirk thing, bro. Like it's funny how a lot of them, I would say like a lot of Republicans too, like a lot of the Trump administration, they were all like for free speech until the Charlie Kirk thing. Now all of a sudden, don't talk bad on this guy, and just make a holiday for this dude and all. And I mean, I don't know. Just to me, it's crazy, bro. Like them canceling Jimmy Kimmel and all that, bro, because of something he said. That was, if you seen Obama made that statement, he was like, man, he's like, this is dangerous, bro. Like what they're doing right now, like this is dangerous to society, bro. They're basically canceling free speech, man. That's like one step closer to like a dictatorship, bro.
That's real.
And
That's real. Okay, so
it's crazy.
I think, and again, I think a lot of the reason because of this, Maria, you kind of touched on it earlier. A lot of this shit is a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Look over here. Don't let your lion eyes, you know what I'm saying, trick you into seeing something you ain't supposed to be seeing. And I think all this is a distraction is because Trump, and not just Trump, you know what I'm saying? Because people will be like, well, why didn't Biden release the files? He had it for this many years. Because not just Trump was on that list, not just Bill Clinton was on that list, but you had royal family members who they said, America, get your house in order and don't let either of them. And so, a lot of people are calling it a mutual assured destruction, where the Democrats is saying, hey, you better protect all of us Democrats, Trump, or we'll fucking release this and, bust out all you Republicans and everybody else. And so it's a mutual assured destruction where you have all these politicians from both sides, not just politicians, but bankers, the elites. They're saying if any of it gets out, we're letting it all get out. And so everybody is putting, you know what I'm saying, trying to squash it down. Um, Ref, I'm gonna take it right back to you. What you thinking about that, bro? Conspiracy or nah? But there wasn't no other witnesses. You believe what the feds told
I
us?
mean, I feel like there's the whole thing with the who being on that list, bro, on that Epstein list. It's like, man, it's pretty much undeniable, bro. It's like you see the pictures, you see all that. He's dudes are just honestly, bro. I'm gonna say, it, bro. He'd be lying, bro. You know what I mean?
He's a pedo.
He'd be lying, brother. He'd
He's
be
a
lying. It's like the dude be lying, bro. It's just crazy. So it's like, man, of course he's gonna be like, oh, I wasn't, but there's a lot of proof in the pudding, bro. There's
there's two
video footage, there's pictures. This shit ain't Photoshop.
drawings. Yeah,
This
man.
stuff ain't Photoshop, bro. This is real. These are real flicks, bro. It's like, how you gonna say you didn't even know the dude? You know what I mean? And you're like in pictures with him laughing, and you got all these different uh, pieces of evidence that the list hasn't even came out, and it's he's on it, bro. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
He seemed like that Dave Chappelle, that Dave Chappelle meme where Dave Chappelle's like, oil, oil, what the fuck you mean oil? And he, you know what I mean? He tried to distract. That's why I feel like Trump is like, list, what you mean list? Nah, man, why are we even bringing that up? It's not even important. You know what I'm saying?
It's not important.
You know, have you seen? You know what I'm saying? Like now his little, because he has his pundits go on CNN and his little, people that try to advocate on his behalf. They'll go on Fox and they'll go on CNN, and the narrative they use is Americans don't even care about this. This is a liberal conspiracy, just like the Russia hoax. Maria, do you believe that this is a liberal conspiracy, just like the Russia hoax?
Fuck no. I mean, it's clear. Like, I don't know how everybody can't just take a step back and take a look at what we got going on in our government. Like, just let's just take a look and see that there's just so much corruption across the board. It's not just with our president; it's with the people behind him and the people around him, and everything in entirety. Like you think about it, Epstein, whether whatever way you want to look at it, with the list, they're all in. To me, there's so many, it's actors, celebrities. It's clear that Trump was there. I mean, he's a weirdo anyways with a lot of shit. Like, I mean, he's having pageants with all these young girls, and like, and he's just weird with his daughter. It's just all of it's just kind of, you could tell a creep when you see one. Like, it doesn't matter. They're all in on it. I think the biggest thing that we need to focus on is what they're doing with the kids, because that's the thing. It's like, the CIA to me is definitely involved. I think that, to me, in my opinion, that Epstein was super in intelligence. He was involved in intelligence, and they were using this as a way to have. They didn't go in there and they got involved with it, and they were like, "Oh my God, I'm being filmed." Like, no, like, to me, that was their initiation into being in the club. Like, you're gonna come over here, you're gonna do these things, you know what I mean? And we're gonna have this work on you. And if anything happens, we could use this against you, right? So they know what they're getting into when they go to that island. They have to know that. They're gonna know. I mean, especially through time, people talk, right? Like, if me and you were all friends and we have a bunch of friends, and every time people come to my house, something happens at my house, eventually people are going to talk and they'll be like, hey, did you hear what happens at Maria's house? Or I wouldn't go over there for you because she's going to blackmail you, blah, 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 right? They know willingly they're going to go over there. They're going to, shake hands, go do whatever weird ass rituals they got going on. The point is, where are the kids? What's going on with all the children? Why do they want the children? To me, I have my opinions. Like, I mean, people are gonna probably think I'm crazy, but yeah, no, it's definitely not a conspiracy.
Now they got a lot of. That's a real question what you're saying right there because yeah, we talk about what they do to the kids when they're there, which is horrible, which is disgusting, which is I think is a noose. You know what I'm saying? There's only one punishment suitable for that crime, you know what I'm saying? And that's that Epstein jail cell, you know what I'm saying? And that same routine that Epstein got. However, what's even worse though is what they're saying is what happens to these kids because there's thousands of them, and what happens to these kids. And some are saying that they would, because they don't want them getting out, and so they would unalive them and use them for organs. And so they would literally, you know what I'm saying? That's the evilness where it's like, wait a minute, the victimization didn't even stop at that. It got way more morbid that they were literally chopping them up and using them for organs afterwards. So they didn't have to worry about witnesses. And so there's a lot of stuff, and I think that's why our government doesn't want to let us, because they don't want it. They're trying to sneak it out a little bit, but oh, it was this lone wolf, this Epstein person was just doing this one thing this one time. When in reality, we're realizing that anything that has to do with our mainstream, whether it's our mainstream media, we're seeing that Diddy, you know what I'm saying, is being accused of this, and Jay Z is being affiliated with, was being allegedly being accused with them, and Tupac was accusing them of doing that Diddy shit way back in the day. You remember when Tupac made that song where he was like, "This is how y'all get down over there," no, no, no. You remember that song? I don't know if y'all heard that song where he's making fun of.
There's a lot of stuff in music that's coming out, like little tidbits of stuff. I think Eminem did something too, like one of his songs about P Diddy. Um, they just all let out little
But it wasn't
good
just
little
Diddy. It was these mainstream artists. It was Diddy, Dre, and Jay Z was the big ones. And you know what it's crazier is there's this conspiracy story way back when I wish I would have saved it, but it's the rap meeting that changed the history of rap, because I don't know if you remember that rap used to be like Public Enemy, where it was like hip hop, it was positive, black power, control the government type music, positive stereotypes, fight the power, not really, glorifying negative stereotypes of your own. But then they say that there was a secret rap meeting where they got some of the wealthiest private prison owners, and they were like, hey, they say they brought in Dr. Dre, they brought in Jay Z, they brought in a couple other people, and they were like, look, if you encourage, because Dr. Dre used to be like a disco, rapper, right? You know what I'm saying? He was like some weird ass disco shit,
Yeah,
and they was
world
like,
class wrecking crew.
yeah, 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 but it was some phony shit, right? And so
Yeah,
they're like, hey, if you can switch this narrative up, we'll put you on top of the world, and more importantly, we'll put you investors in the prison. We'll, I mean, not only will you get your millions off your music, but we'll make you profits like you won't believe in the billion. That's why Dre's a billionaire. That's why Jay Z's a billionaire. You know what I mean? And Diddy is a billionaire, right? Because they're saying that they sold out and did that. And my point is that every level of entertainment, every level of whether it's the banking, the pharmaceutical, whatever industry, whatever titan of the industry is, they're saying that it's our intelligence agency that uses these parties, you know what I mean, to kind of take advantage of it. And so I don't know, y'all believe in that, Rough? What's your thoughts on that?
no, I feel like, bro, that's like a whole nother world, bro. Like especially like in the Trump world, it's like about money, bro. It's like all these dudes with all this money,
The
and it's like this
bankers.
whole crazy little community of like who knows what the fuck these dudes are doing, man. And like same thing like with the rappers, and it's not just the rappers, but it's the other celebrities too, like actors. Look at the people that were at those white parties or
Yep.
whatever, the
Yeah,
Diddy white parties and
Leonardo
all that.
DiCaprio or whatever.
There
Yep.
was, yeah,
Will
Leonardo
Smith.
DiCaprio. There was a bunch of other celebrities, movie stars, and rappers and all that. So it's, I feel like it's just like that community of those like rich people and just like
The
people that are
elite.
like underneath the limelight.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
The top one
Um,
percent.
yeah. So
So
it's almost like that's kind of like what you know, like Diddy right now. He's kind of like he made the bed. He's laying in it right now. It's like, man, like I
you
don't
think
know,
you
bro.
think y'all think Diddy is a Maria, I'm gonna ask you. You think Diddy is a solo he's solo on this alone, or they just trying to let him take the
He's
fall for it
just the
all?
face. He's just the little the face that they put on it.
Scapegoat.
The fall guy. Like, there's no way that people can get to that level without big, like backing, right? To me, these people are, if you really, really research it, they're really involved in these weird ass rituals, which go back all the way to ancient times with, like the Canaanites and things like that. They have, when they did the Bohemian Grove, they have that giant, these are not conspiracy theories either. These are facts that people need to research with an owl, and they did. And Epstein's Island, he has this temple that he had made. I think that it was from like a bathhouse or something like that, but it was like a some type, they did ceremonies, and it was formed in the same way in ancient Syria, right? So they have all these statues and things like that, or of these ancient gods, and they're into a lot of sick shit. They just really are. And our government is into it. It's really just it goes very deep, but it's very apparent. I think it's very apparent. I think if you're the type of person nowadays that's thinking like, oh, that's not true or that's too far fetched, then you're delusional at this point because you could see how they're all into pedophilia. All of them are into this stuff. There's that many kids getting found. All these thousands of children missing. All these indigenous children missing. Like that's no way, no how can you get away with that unless you're protected.
Yep.
And so to me, it's just all the way across the board. It's really to me the people against them. Because if we got justice, real justice, you see people that are going to prison for years and years and years off maybe defending themselves or they get a gun charge or it's something like that, right? But then these pedophiles they let out like nothing. Nobody in society, if they were making the rules, if me and you, all of us were judges, we would get rid of them. They would just be disposed of, right?
Yep.
That's how normal people would judge someone that harms,
Kids.
because to me that's the biggest crime when you are capable of harming someone innocent, elderly, and children that are the weakest in society. That's pure evil. Those are the type of people that are predators. Those are the type of people that need to be behind bars.
Even amongst animals, even animals, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to babies, animals will usually recognize another baby and you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Take it under its wing. So now in fact, I truly believe that that is the deep state, and I think that's what turned on Trump because Trump ran on this deep state. Oh, the deep state this, the deep state that. And I don't know if he purposely was trying to do that or if he accidentally uncovered that, but he lit this fire under the Republican Party where the Republicans have been, kind of been like, yeah, that's the Illuminati. The deep state's the Illuminati, the bankers, the this and the that, like you were saying, the Bohemian Grove, on the Skull and Bones, 322, you know what I'm saying? And they've been, this conspiracy side have been wanting somebody to be able to call this out, and then Trump like ran on this with all his folks, and then so that's the crazy part is because for so long he was running on this, and then all of a sudden it's like he marched everybody up to the steps to be like, here it is. Nah, just kidding, it really don't exist.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, yeah,
That's how you know they don't give a fuck. They're like,
that's
they're
just
like, you're
crazy,
gonna
bro.
fuck,
That's just
just like with Bill Gates. Like, I'm gonna do all this shit to you guys, and you guys not gonna do a motherfucking thing about it. Like,
Yeah,
really spray us with shit,
and
poison our food.
I'm gonna
Like,
keep
who gave them jurisdiction to do that shit?
that's
Nobody gave them permission to do that.
that's crazy because it's like it makes you think because one, Trump ran a pageant. So how involved was he? Because that's usually, in the child with the children, it's them pageants is where that's kind of like a recruiting ground. That's where the
Mhm.
gamers are, right? And so he ran the pageant. And then like what's even creepier is like you were saying earlier, Erica got something weird going on in Romania where she was kicked out of Romania. And she was a part of Trump's, you know what I'm saying, pageants. So it's just like that shit is super crazy. But hey, hold on. We've been talking for about an hour now, and what I don't want is YouTube to, what I'm saying, ban me because what I'm saying, we got into them conspiracies. You feel me? We didn't get too deep. So I want to, it was a great conversation, man. Give me a video, bro. Hold on, I want to get two videos. So, Ruff, what's the video you thinking of? What's, give me a dope video, Ruff. What's one dope video, bro? Come on.
like you mean like just in general.
I want, yeah, in general, man. Something I can.
Honestly, bro, I think that I don't know if you guys heard that. You know, Sabado by Snow the Product. Y'all heard that?
No, I ain't heard it, but we're gonna rock it. Is it a
Snow the
music video?
Product, bro. Sabado, I think it's hella funny, bro. She's dope. She's from San Jose. I mean, I've been tripping out on her music lately,
Oh,
but
I'm a
that one,
fan. I'm a fan
dope.
of Snow the Product. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
She can rap in English and Spanish. She badass. Okay,
yes.
we'll jam some Snow the Product. Maria, give me one dope video. Come on, what's one of the dopest videos your girls have been in, man? Come on. First off, we need to be able to see all the girls. You know what I'm saying? What's one of the dopest videos you've
Let's
seen?
roll with that one that I told you with Acito. I fucking forgot the name of the damn song, but you gotta find it. He's
It's
gonna
about
kill
the
me for that.
you gonna
But
send
it's
it.
a T-App song.
You gonna
Is
send
that
it.
is it pretty recent or
Yeah, it's a recent one that he just dropped.
okay? I'm gonna
That
have
he
to
came
check it
on.
out.
I we gonna
Yeah.
you gonna send me the link. We're gonna put it on the show. We're gonna play it on this episode. But
Okay.
y'all,
Definitely.
the International Underground. I like to thank Ruffy. I like to thank Maria. Don't forget you can see us every single night at 10 p.m. on KCTH channel 28. You can also watch us on Amazon Prime on the IUG app. And you can see us every single night at 10 p.m. So y'all, man, I appreciate y'all that stayed with us and watched us. I'll see y'all next time.
Thank you for having me. Good night.
Yeah.